What's up, mob? Hey, so you guys know I'm a tall guy, so I wanted to bring on the tallest rider in Supercross, Robert Hailey, 6'7", Las Vegas local kid. He's awesome. I've watched him grow up. I knew him when he was far shorter than that. I think I met him when he was on 85s. But yeah, great kid, great family, and hey, he might set a record. He might be the tallest guy to ever qualify for a Supercross main event. He's got close. He was sixth in San Diego in the LCQ, and he's looking good, man. So if you see this gigantic guy on the bike, that's my buddy Robert Hailey. So check out this little interview, and if you want to help him out, hit him up.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
All right, guys, mob. Hey, you guys know I'm 6'4", so I'm tall, and I feel like I'm big for motocross, but I have got the single tallest man probably ever in Supercross history. Robert Hailey, what's happening, my brother?
Not a whole lot. Just out here getting ready to go out to Glendale for Supercross this weekend and feeling pretty good, ready to go. So
Awesome.
should be a
So
good weekend.
I hate to focus on your height, but I think it's awesome, dude. How tall are you exactly?
6'7",
And that's a tall 6'7". So
tall 6'7". Yeah.
yeah. Now when you're riding the bike, so I always say I get more tired because I have to stand. I'm like, tell these little guys to do a squat to the floor and then back, because that's what it's like when you're very tall on the bike. It's a lot more legs, right?
Yep. Yeah, definitely. You definitely do have to try to stand up a lot, but I feel like you definitely will catch me sitting down a little bit more than most people, but I've definitely got a little better with it. I mean, I used to sit down a lot. It used to be bad, but I've gotten better with it and kind of got my strength up, like the core and the leg strength. So
Well, yeah, I feel like
better at that now.
you and Benny Bloss and those guys, you guys you have to have stronger legs. Unfortunately, it just sucks. You're not doing a 3-inch
Yep.
squat, you're doing a 12-inch squat. So
Yeah.
so you're riding for Team Faith, and I was pumped for you guys. You got your teammate Billy Laninovich, the 40-year-old. And by the way, if he gives you any advice, please listen. That dude knows his crap when it comes to racing. So how is it on that team, and how'd you get onto that team?
It's good. So actually last year uh glory to God, I mean I hung out with those guys a lot last year. So the Lord brought us together, and it was a good connection that we made, and I ended up talking to them at the beginning of this year, kind of whenever all the sponsor stuff and like all the team stuff starts happening. I reached out to them, and we kind of started talking from there, and now we're going racing together. So it's a good thing that that happened. So, and
Well,
definitely having Billy as my teammate, yeah, I get to go ride with him most days at the track. So he's a really good teammate to have. I'm stoked on it.
oh yeah, and I was watching him at Anaheim too. He was going through the whoops better than almost anybody. I mean, he's still got that technique that won him a Supercross back in the day. Has he helped you with technique in the whoops or anything?
Um, I would definitely not in the whoops, because I mean I don't want to say like I have the whoops dialed, but I mean I'm pretty solid in the whoops. So
Yeah,
not the whoops specifically, but he's definitely helped me in other places on the track. So
being six
yeah.
foot seven, you gotta have the whoops. That's got to be a strong point. Like those are the few things.
Yeah.
I used to love that when I rode, because the bike wouldn't kick me in the butt. Like, I mean, I could get all the way over that fender, and you can get further than I can. So that's got to be somewhat of, if there's any advantage. Do you change your bike much?
So actually I don't change my bike much as a lot of people would think. So I'm actually running the Flow pegs, the pegs from Flow. I have a tall seat from Guts, and then
You there?
sorry, did I cut out there for a
No,
second?
you're
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. So surprisingly enough, I actually run stock Honda bars. I was running bars straight off of a Honda, and then we have the team obviously has an ODI sponsor, so they have a stock Honda bend, so that's what I'm running, and that's about it. Just a tall seat, low pegs, and the stock Honda bend.
Now, on those pegs that are lowered, are they lowered on the frame, or is it just a lower, like peg? Like, are they thinner, or what? How do they do that?
Just the pegs. I want to say like where like the peg mounts into the actual mount on the frame, I want to say it's in like a lower spot or something. It's just the pegs. Like I don't have to change the mounts or anything.
Do you do you have any issues with it dragging in ruts when you do that?
No, no, I don't think it's too much lower. It's probably about 4 mil, I want to say, but it's definitely like a noticeable difference for me.
So, and for those that don't know, I've known Robert since he was a little guy. In fact, him and his dad and I had a run in. That's how we met. Me, angry vet rider, Robert out there getting ready for what he's doing now, racing professionally. I was cutting the track because I didn't want to go over the bumps. His dad didn't like it. Needless to say, it didn't go well. But your dad is a big dude. He's like what, 6'4", 300?
He's like, yeah, he's 6'4", like 280. He's a big dude for sure.
I thought I was going to have to fight him that day in Mesquite, but I'm sure as heck glad I didn't. So yeah, but that was awesome. It's funny how relationships start. And I've watched you go through the Supercross futures. I'm like, wow, you won, and there's not that many
Yeah.
kids that come homegrown from Vegas, but where are you based now?
We're living in Georgia now. I'm training at Southern Training Facility. Well, actually, the past 2 months, so the off season for this Supercross season, I've been out here in California training. I've been riding a lot at the Yamaha test track and at Fox. So this year I've been out here training most of the time, but I'm about to start heading back after Arizona. I'm going to head back out to Georgia and do some of the East Coast rounds out there in the 450 class. And I'll be training at Southern Training Facility in Georgia.
Now, a lot of the guys that are 250 riders, when they go do the 450 class, they still ride their 250. Are you going to step up to a 450?
I've been looking for 450s. I mean, I would have liked to, but I'm probably going to end up just staying on the 250 for that.
It's all right. It helps you get your setup. Either way, gate drops, practice sessions, it's all good. I think
Yeah.
you're smart to do that.
Yeah, I think it'll be good because then you're still riding the same bike you're going to race for West. So
What are your goals for this year? I know you were supposed to, I know what I was going to say. You were originally supposed to ride East. Why did that change?
I was supposed to ride East, and I was out here training in California, and I went to A1, and actually, I think a couple weeks before A1, I started talking with my parents, and we kind of mentioned something about racing West, and West Coast is always something that I wanted to do. I really wanted to race 250 West, and a couple weeks before A1, I was talking with my parents, and we kind of made an idea. And then at A1, I talked to the team, and they told me, yeah, as long as I have to do most of the 450 East, just so that they have one guy in each coast. And so it was an idea. And then at A1, I talked with them about it, and they said it was fine. So I mean, I took advantage of it. Something I've always wanted to do. So
That's awesome. Good for you. Well, like I said, I was like, wait, because we were going to do an interview before East, and I was waiting.
yep.
And I'm like, wait, you're riding West? What happened, dude? You threw a wrench in my plans. Well, have you ridden a 450 much?
I haven't. So I want to say when I first got on Yamahas, I was training out at Club, and I got on Yamahas, and my very first Yamaha was a 450. The place where I was getting my bikes from, that's all they had, and I wanted to get on a Yamaha, so I went and got a 450. So I rode that for I want to say almost a year, and then that's whenever Supercross was starting again, and I got 250s, so I haven't got a 450 since then, or haven't rode one.
Man, I would think with your size, honestly, like I know as you come up, the system says you got to go to a 250. I honestly think you almost should just skip to a 450, my man.
Yeah, I've thought about it. I really thought about that, but honestly, I last year was my first year racing Supercross, and obviously I have to ride the 250s first. And I thought about going 450 this year, but I think with my experience still on Supercross, like I haven't been riding Supercross as long as some of these other guys. Like I literally started riding Supercross like 2022. So I mean, I think it was kind of a smart thing for me to stay on a 250 for now and kind of get the experience and still get in the flow of Supercross and stuff like that.
I like it. Well, I'm excited when you finally do go for the 450 because I mean, you have to work so much harder than those guys because I mean, you're a thin guy, but at 6'7",
Yeah.
you still got to be pushing over 200.
I'm about 225.
That's hard to ride a 250 because I'm pushing the same myself. And I get on somebody's 250. I'm like, yeah, I need a 450. Uh, um,
Well, luckily this year we have John Turner from MMR doing our motors, so he's building us a pretty bad motors, so makes it a little bit easier on me to get around the track and do the jumps. So
yeah, your guys'
I'm
bikes look
stoked on
good.
that.
The Team Faith
Yeah,
bikes look awesome. So
yeah.
so how does that work? So you're a privateer. This is your rookie season, right? Or you did some races last year, or
Uh, I did the whole East Coast last year,
that's right.
so you could basically say that was my rookie season. But I think this year I'm kind of getting into it now. So,
So what
but
is
yeah,
your
technically last year was rookie.
what does your career path look like? Like, how do you make money? Are you making enough racing to survive?
So luckily I have my parents helping me out quite a bit. They try to help me out when they can. I mean, last year they did most of it for me, and this year I've kind of trying to do most of it on my own, and I'm doing pretty good with that. But they try to help out when they can. Um, but actually last year I didn't race outdoors, so I started wrenching for the Rock River team, the Rock River Yamaha for Luca Marsalisi. I was mechanicing for him for the outdoors, and then I switched over after outdoors was over with Cade Johnson. Uh, I mechanics for him at Loretta's, Minios, all like the amateur nationals. So I made some decent money doing that I had saved up for the year to kind of help go towards my program. And then, like I said, my parents help out when they can. And then now that the season started, like making money every weekend, it kind of helps get to the race the next weekend and stuff like that. And then I've had a couple people, like we had some friends from South Carolina that they had roosters and they put one up for auction and raised me some money that way. So that was pretty cool of them. I really appreciated that. And but most of it's me and my parents help out where they can as much as they can. So
So any of the mob members that want to help you out, how would they go about helping you?
so um we have a thing through Team Faith. I know they have people might have seen it online, but they have like the QR code that you can scan for that specifically. If I make a main this year, then I'll get all the money that people give to that. But other than that, I mean, I have like a sponsorship proposal that I can send out to people and they can take a look over it and see what they're able to do. And I mean, anything helps. Like what we're doing is not cheap, so
No, it's not. And I don't think people that normally watch this, they see all the lights, they see Tomac, they see Jet, they see all these millions of dollars. But on the same track with them are guys like you that are really just trying to make this dream happen. And it's tough and it sucks because you qualify for the night show at pretty much every event and you're getting close. I think you're going to
yeah.
get a main here pretty soon. But
Oh, I'm
like,
feeling it for sure. Yeah, I think I got a main here pretty soon. I mean, I did San Diego. I got sixth in the LCQ, which is two spots off, and then last week in A2 I got ninth. So I'm right there. I'm
dude,
feeling it, and
well,
I've been racing on my practice bike too. So I'll have my race bike this weekend in Arizona, and
woo,
yeah,
I love it. And then that Arizona dirt, you grew up here in Las Vegas, you understand how that stuff breaks down. So I'm
oh
pulling,
yeah,
and plus when it's so hard packed like that, your size isn't a disadvantage. You can almost use it to leverage it sometimes for traction. So man, I really hope this weekend is the one for you.
I'm feeling it for sure. It's gonna be a good weekend.
So when you join Team Faith, I talked to Nick Laurie. Nick usually comes on with me. He is on a deal where he brings money to, I call it carpool racing, where you get a couple guys, get all the sponsors, get them all together, and you essentially all pool your sponsors and create a team. So everybody has to bring a certain amount to it. Is Team Faith kind of like that?
No. So, whenever I joined the team, they kind of have all the sponsors. They have like graphics, pipes, wheels, stuff like that. Clutches, everything, bars, grips. So they have all the sponsors provided for us, and the only thing I really had to do on my own was get my race bike. My practice bike is my race bike from last year, so I didn't have to buy that. So I just had to buy my race bike and then obviously my travel to and from the races, entry fees, stuff like that.
Okay, so they take your bike for you, but it's your bike, and then you cover your expenses. and then they cover mechanic and stuff?
They don't cover the mechanic. Well, I think they did have a mechanic, but I actually have my own mechanic that I have. Uh, he's helping me out for the season. I'm just paying for his flights and stuff like that. His like food while he's with me and stuff like that. So really lucky to have him there, helping me out this season.
So after we get you in the main at Glendale, you're going to go east. Are you doing outdoors this summer?
I'm not too sure yet. I'd like to try to. I'd like to try to. I have never done an outdoor race. I've been only Supercross the past couple of years, so I haven't done an outdoor race yet. But I'd like to try to do some this year, if not all of them. I need to, but obviously not going to do that on the 250. If I'm going to do it, it's going to be in the 450 class.
Yes, I would hope so.
I'm gonna have to start putting that together here pretty soon, and trying to start looking for 450s for that.
All right, Robert. Well, I don't want to keep you too much. I just want to get you on here, say hi, and I appreciate your effort, man. It's awesome seeing somebody from Vegas trying to make the dream happen. I know it's not easy. So anything else you want to share? Any thanks to anyone in particular?
Just thank you to everyone that's been behind me the whole way. I mean, from the beginning all the way to now. I mean, there's been people that have supported me all the way through, especially my parents. They've always been by my side and really supportive of me and really believing in me. So, and then obviously the whole team Faith, all those guys, all of our sponsors, Fly Racing, Bobby J's Yamaha, Java Peace Coffee, Pirelli, Hinson, and then John from Motor Medic building us the killer motors. And just all of our team sponsors and everyone that's supporting me, my whole family, friends, everybody that believes in me. So
I've never looked this up, and I don't know what's the tallest rider to ever make a main event. Has Feld ever said anything to you? Do you know? Will you be that guy?
I think I will be that guy. People have been talking about it the past couple weekends. So it's been a talk in the pits that I've been hearing. I want to say Benny Bloss is probably the guy right now.
He's only 6'5", maybe 6'6" if you stretch him. You're definitely bigger than Benny.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, all right, brother. I'm cheering for you. Hold it down for the tall guys. Put that thing in the main, and yeah, let me know. Maybe we'll touch base a little later in the season.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You got it, brother.